Chapter 11. That's it. It was starting to get dark. Lilith had been gone for hours now. Adam made a teepee of sticks and made a fire the way that the angels had shown him to do. It had taken a while, but he finally managed to get it going before it was too dark to see.
She'll come back.
He tried to reassure himself.
One night without me, and she'll come back running. She's probably scared out of her mind right now.
He jumped when he heard a twig snap. It was just a bird. That didn't scare him. He was just startled. Totally. Adam had nothing to be scared of. Lilith was the one out there where the animal-eating animals were. She's the one who's scared, not him. Adam curled into himself and stared at the fire. He had never been alone for this long before. He hated it. It was so much colder without Lilith wrapped around him. It seemed darker without her around. He didn't sleep that night. The second it was light again, he went looking for her. He searched the entire garden but couldn't find her. She hadn't come back that night. She didn't come back that day either. Adam sat near the edge of the garden where she had left and waited there for hours for her to return, but she never came back. He went another 2 days without her. Every minute that passed made him more anxious. What if she was hurt? What if she got lost? She was out there in the danger. She had to be more scared than he was. This fear that Lilith was in danger soon outweighed Adam's fears of the monsters that lay beyond the garden. The boy, for that was what he was despite his physical body, took a large stick and left the garden to go look for her. It was even more terrifying out there than he thought it would be. Even during the daylight, the jungles were so dense that it still looked dark. He looked for her for hours. He called her name and checked any water source he could find. He returned to the garden when it started to get dark. He looked for her again the next day, and the day after that, and the day after that, and the day after that. He looked and looked and looked, but found nothing. Charlie returned an hour later, just as she promised she would. They had met up with Cherry Bomb while they were out. A few of Charlie's friends had decided to go with her. Veggie had wanted to stay with Charlie, but she encouraged her to go with Cherry too. This could be a great opportunity to make some new friends, or meet a new partner. Go with her, you'll have fun. And if you don't, you can throw me off the roof. Deal?
Deal.
Veggie sighed and gave her a hug before going with Cherry, Angel, Nifty, and Pentious. Charlie did have to bribe Cherry a bit to get her to take Nifty and Pentious too, but she thought the bonding experience they would have would be far worth it. It seemed that the group had an easier time bonding with each other when Charlie wasn't around. She wondered why that was. Sometimes she worried if she was boring. Alistair had disappeared halfway through dinner to who knows where, so when Charlie got home it was just her and Husk. Husk went straight to his bar to drink himself out of whatever mood he was in. Charlie worried about him, but because he was an employee and not a guest, she couldn't very well tell him to stop drinking. As long as he didn't do his drinking in front of the guests with addiction issues, she would leave him be. Charlie went up to Adam's room. She could hear him playing his guitar faintly through the door. She wasn't sure which song he was playing, at first, but it sounded familiar. It was slow and sad, but beautiful. She put her ear up to the door to hear it better. About 4 minutes went by. Then she could hear the sounds that were unique to Pink Floyd. She knew what song this was. She had performed it before. She didn't want to interrupt him. She sat on the floor and listened to him play. He hit each note with perfect, practiced ease. She knew exactly what song this was. Now there's a look in your eyes, like black holes in the sky. Shine on, you crazy diamond. You were caught in the crossfire of childhood and stardom, blown on the stale breeze. Come on, you target for faraway laughter. Come on, you stranger, you legend, you martyr, and shine. Adam's voice was not angelic, not in the slightest, but each word had so much emotion behind it. It made her wonder. She knocked on the door. Adam, I have your food. Adam immediately stopped playing. He opened the door. He looked angry, but also so tired. He glanced over her and moved out of the way to indicate for her to come in. Charlie looked up at him confused. Do you want me to come in? He nodded. Charlie was a little nervous, but entered all the same. She wasn't scared. If Adam did decide to attack her, which she doubted he would actually do, she could defend herself. She wasn't helpless, despite what Vaggie seemed to think sometimes. Charlie set the container down on the bedside table. She heard him close the door, but refused to show any sort of fear. I wasn't exactly sure what to get you, so I brought several different things. She pointed at the big container. This one is full of rice. These smaller ones have different types of curry in them. This orange one is the only one that isn't vegan. It's buttered chicken, but the chicken chunks are big if you want to pick them out and just eat the sauce. The rest of them are vegan, though. Adam stared down at the still warm food for a good 30 seconds. All anger had dissipated. Now he just looked sad.
Charlie, what are we doing?
What do you mean? Now she was worried. Not for herself, but for him. That was an emotion she hadn't seen on him before.
I don't understand you.
Oh, well, I'm not that difficult to figure out, as she giggled nervously. I just want everyone to be happy and safe.
That's not what I meant.
His shoulders slumped.
Every time I think I know how to feel about you, you do something that makes me feel the opposite. Like just before you got home, I was ready to fight you and now...
He gestured to the food.
I know after this, we're just going to go back downstairs and make me look like a loser in front of all your friends.
I haven't made you look like a loser. No one thinks you're a loser.
Yeah, sure.
He folded his arms. I'm serious, Adam. I don't know what could have ever prompted you to think that I'm making fun of you.
Dude, are you serious?
Charlie's face confirmed that she was.
You're cheating on me!
Charlie was taken aback. I'm not cheating on you!
Yes, you are. Do you think I don't see you getting all friendly with Vaggie?
Adam, that was nothing. We broke up before you and I got together.
Oh, sure you did. You broke up, but you still act like that.
Who cares? You and I aren't even in love. Why do you care?
Because you're making me look bad. We don't sleep in the same room. We're not going to be having kids together. And you're not even trying to pretend like you don't still have feelings for your eggs. And then you come in here and make me feel guilty about being mad with some stupid little gift or favor. Would you just stop?
Stop what? I haven't done anything. Adam had dropped so many feelings all at once that she wasn't even sure what to respond to.
Stop confusing me. Either mistreat me or don't. No more this in-between shit.
Adam, I'm not going to mistreat you. I'm trying my hardest to make you feel comfortable here, but I'm not going to change the way I live my life just because you don't like it. Vaggie is my friend. I'm sorry you feel the way you do, but we both know that you're not going to love me either, and I'm not going to force myself into a one-sided marriage just to soothe your precious little ego.
This isn't about my ego. It's about my dignity.
Okay. I've had enough of this. She started toward the door.
Well, hey, you can't leave. We're not done here.
No, we are. She opened the door. I know this is a difficult adjustment for you, but I'm not going to sacrifice my comfort and my friends just for you. I wouldn't ask that of you either. If you don't like that, leave. And ask Sarah to send a different angel. If you don't like that, leave. Eve had said that before. Charlie closed the door. Adam was so mad that he couldn't even respond. He couldn't even glare anymore. His face was entirely blank. He wasn't thinking anymore. He was going straight into action mode. He had repacked his necessities into a small backpack, ate, opened the window, and left. He couldn't leave hell, but that didn't mean he had to stay at the hotel. All Adam had left anymore was his pride, and he would not lay down and let Charlie trample it. This has been An Arrangement Was Made. Please check down in the description to find all of the lovely voice actors that helped me with this. All of the music used is also in there. A big shout out also goes out to the Hermit for helping me with some of the art for this video. If you would like to read ahead, the rest of the fic is on AO3. We also have a singular merch item available for your purchase at any time. I also want to say thank you all for waiting so patiently for this. I don't know why it took me so long to actually finish this. It should not have taken as long as it did. I'm going to be cutting back on my usual YouTube videos so I can pay more attention to the actual good stuff that I actually want to make. Thank you again so much for watching, and I will see you next time in episode 4.